Okay, for this one, what we want to do is we want to figure out, okay, if demand or supply changes, what's going to happen to price and quantity? So the end question we always want to find out is what happens to price and quantity. Okay, so we're going to draw 4 different graphs. Okay, so we have price, we have quantity. Okay, when we do this, we always start with our demand and supply. Okay, and then we find our equilibrium. Okay, so here's our original equilibrium price. Here's our original equilibrium quantity. Okay, so let's say we have an increase in demand. If demand increases, if you recall from the demand video, demand always is going to shift to the right with an increase. So here we have demand increases. Okay, so what happens now to our new price? Okay, so now what happened to price? It went up. What happens to quantity? It also increases. So if demand increases, both price and quantity will increase. Okay, so if we have a higher number of consumers, then price and quantity should both increase. Okay, so let's see what would happen if demand decreased. Okay, so we always start, I like to say we start with the big L, the axes, and then we start with the big X in the middle, our demand and supply curves. Big L, big X. If you're into Roman numerals, you just remember it's 60, whatever helps. Okay, so we have price, we have quantity. Okay, so if we have a decrease in demand, okay, if we have a decrease in demand, fewer consumers, for example, demand will decrease. What happens? Here's our new equilibrium. We have price goes down and quantity also goes down. Okay, so if demand decreases, price decreases, quantity decreases. Okay, so that's what happens when demand changes. Demand's kind of nice because in whatever direction it moves, everything moves. When demand increases, price increases, quantity increases. Demand decreases, price and quantity both decrease. So everything moves in the same direction. Unfortunately, supply is not quite so nice. Okay, so let's look and see what happens with a change in supply. Okay, we start with the big L, have the big X, we have S, we have D, our supply and demand. We have price, we have quantity. Okay, so let's say we have an increase in supply. Okay, we have an increase in supply. So for example, maybe we have more suppliers or maybe we have better technology. That means our supply curve is going to shift to the right. Okay, so now we have a new equilibrium. We have P1 and Q1. So price is going to decrease. So when supply increases, price decreases, but quantity increases. Okay, supply increases, price goes down, quantity goes up. Okay, so we have one more possibility. If supply decreases, so start with the big L, start with the big X, find our equilibrium, P naught, Q naught. So if we have a decrease in supply, that means it's going to shift to the left. Okay, maybe the price of the inputs went up. So supply is going to shift to the left. So we're going to see price increases and quantity decreases. So when supply decreases, price goes up, quantity goes down. Okay, so those are the things that are going to happen to price and quantity if we have changes in demand and supply.